Welcome to Warrior Commission Now, where we talk about practical ways to live your commission in God. And I am Christine Caston,
And I am Sharon Rudolph.
and we are part of the Warrior Commission. The Warrior Commission is an amazing tribe of people who are passionately pursuing God so that we can step into a deeper place of intimacy with our relationship with God and heartfelt connections with each other. In addition to that, we're always training in identity and exploring different ways of what kingdom life looks like and how it can be expressed. And so one of the things that we've been exploring and that Sharon and I are going to talk about today is the idea of 2x2 leading. And so Sharon, you want to kind of start us off with this whole topic and what that looks like as far as from Scripture.
Christine and I were talking just about leadership in our community, and this came up. And in Luke 10, Jesus had 72 people that he sent them out in pairs ahead of him to every city and place where he himself was going to come. So they were the front crew, but he sent them out in pairs. Mm-hmm. There were two people together. They weren't going by themselves. And in the Warrior Commission, we love doing things the way God does. That's just fun. And there's huge wisdom in it. So we are moving towards, especially in our leadership, helping ourselves, Christine and I, and we do have another director, Kathy. We work as directors together, and then with our other leaders and coaches. What does it mean to lead 2x2? How do you do that, right? And some of it has to do with what do the boots on the ground look like, but also what are the mindsets necessary to be able to partner with someone else in leadership. Right. So Christine, you are amazing with leading this community, and I know you're the one who brought me up. We have learned, you and I have learned to lead 2x2, and there's others that we are bringing in. It's so fun. Yeah. What do you think is the key to being able to do 2x2 leadership?
Oh, humility. I think we talk about well, in a lot of stuff you read now, it talks about the narcissism in the church, and a narcissist operates by themselves. And I think one of the things that we have been after is, one, helping people develop confidence in who they are in Christ, right? Because when you don't have insecurities, not that we're completely all there, but when insecurities become less of a driver in our lives and confidence becomes more of a stable factor in our lives, we don't have to prove it. We don't have to be seen. We don't have to work really hard so that people will notice us and find us okay. Right? We just know we are. We are okay. It's great. We're in a good place. But I think when you talk about life in the kingdom, every day is a mission. Your daily life is your mission. It's not an event or a trip that you're going to. And when you have people as team, when you think as team, then you move into something that is different than when you're putting the pressure on yourself to be the leader.
Right.
And there's something about like any one of our leaders is fully capable of leading on their own, being by themselves in that leadership place. And sometimes when we're starting new areas, when we're opening up and developing new places, someone may be kind of a forerunner and run into that area.
Right.
Because it's a dream and a vision that's coming to reality, but they're not ever alone. There are always people that we set in place with them. So I think that there's a partnership in what it is to lead that keeps us in a place of others focused. That's important. Yeah. So Sharon, how would you talk about that partnership? What do you think are the benefits of that partnership? And why do you feel like it's important to have that established as part of our culture?
Well, it does say in the Bible that two are better than one.
Oh, the Bible again. Oh yeah.
Yes, the Bible again. And what is so delightful when you have partnership and leadership is that you have the encouragement of the other person.
Mhm.
You have their perspectives and insights, and we don't each individually have all the answers.
No.
So it's having that other person to come alongside and help reframe, help refocus, help see the big picture more concisely, more clearly as you're moving forward in whatever the thing is that the Lord has before you. You
Mhm.
know, it could simply be, you know, how am I going to lead this Sunday school class of 4-year-olds, right? It could be something really big. We want to start a citywide prayer group. Well, what does that look like? And, you know, being able to have other voices in the mix to partner with. And I also love the picture of two warriors back to back
Yeah.
with swords drawn,
Yeah.
because you have each other's backs, and that it just makes the battle more fun. It makes the adventure more delightful when you have that other person to have the conversation with. Oh, what did you see happened on that conversation? And well, what do you think needs to be the next thing to do? And the Lord calls us to love well.
Mhm.
Even in leadership, we are called to love well.
Mhm.
And so why not bring in another person or other people to practice some of that on and do it together?
Mhm.
What might God want to do when we love well as leaders in a plurality, or at minimum 2 by 2,
Mhm.
to accomplish what he puts on our heart? Because every day is a mission. Every day is, God, what's important to you? Not just what's important to me.
Right.
Even though, isn't it fun, Christine, to run with God in a passion?
Well, yeah, because what's important to him becomes what's important to you, you know, and that's a beautiful thing about what it is to be in kingdom relationship and intimate relationship with God, is that your passions align with his. And in that place, you know, one of the things that I've found in there's to me, when we talk about 2 by 2, we talk about encouragement, we talk about synergy, and we talk about preferring one to another. And there's something with that place of encouragement, like you talked about, with being able to reframe. Like, we'll take hits, you know, as leaders, they can come in the most unexpected ways, and it may just be the day and you're sensitive to that in that moment, in that day, or it may be that it's truly a battleground and you're taking hits. But having that other leader with you, like you said, back to back, but having that other leader, or those leaders, because it may not be just two, it may be more than two, but at minimum 2 by 2, you've got this other person who has a different perspective.
Yes.
And sometimes their perspective is needed because you're so caught in the forest that you can't see the trees. you know or you can't see the forest for the trees. I mean, it can be either way, right? You could
Yeah.
have this big perspective and all you see is the forest, and you've got someone in there saying, well, wait a minute, these trees, there's stuff going on here you need to know about. You can't see it
Right.
because you can't see down into what's going
Right.
on down here. Or it may be that you can't see the other way around, where
The
you
big
see
picture.
the
Yeah.
trees and you can't see the big picture, and you can't see the overall perspective and the bigger view. So at any given point in time, either one of those people in partnership can see that for the other person and can be that
Yeah.
for the other person. So there have been so many times when in leadership, I've hit a wall, or experienced a battle that was pretty tough, and having others around me who could speak truth of who I am, my identity. Like, you get to know each other in this 2 by 2 process. And because you're preferring one to another, it's not about, I've got to prove myself as a leader. It's about, how can I defer back and forth? How do we defer back and forth to each other to bring the best out in
Yes.
what each of us bring?
Yes. And that's where the synergy piece comes in.
Mhm.
And at the beginning, sometimes it's a little iron sharpening iron. It's a little figuring out how the cogs of the wheel fit together. But
You might miss a few pieces here and there.
yes, until you get to where it rolls smoothly together. but that's okay.
Mhm.
You know, God said you don't despise small beginnings. So, but as you work together, there does become a synergy. There
Mhm.
does become a knowing, and there's a comfortableness, not in that there's disinterest, or sometimes when you become
Exactly.
comfortable you're not sharp, but there's a comfortableness in that. Well, I know that this person who does have my back, who is an encouragement to me, is going to be there to walk with me in this.
Mhm.
And that synergy makes, it's the multiplication, it's the exponential increase of what is possible
Yeah.
when you're multiplying everything by two.
Right.
At minimum, you're multiplying everything by two,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Much better return than just one.
Exactly. And Proverbs says there's wisdom in a multitude of voices. So,
Yes.
in the process of having a plurality of leaders, whether that's two by two or more, what you're actually doing in that area of influence, whatever that is you're bringing in a multitude of voices into that place. And there's something that's very powerful with that and what happens through that in not just in the lives of those two leaders or three or four leaders, but also in the lives of the people that are part of that area of influence. And when they see something modeled that is a deferring to each other, that is a raising up, that is an encouragement, and they see that relationship continue to build and form and strengthen, what you're modeling more than anything you're going to say as a leader,
Right.
and it's
And
more powerful than any word of wisdom you may speak.
definitely, because more is caught than taught.
Exactly.
Human people, even how the brain works, we learn by what we see.
Mhm. Mhm.
Even auditory learners learn by what they see.
Mhm.
And as a leader, as you model that, um, everyone else can grow from that
Mhm.
quite beautifully,
Yeah,
quite beautifully.
absolutely.
Besides the fact that it's a heck of a lot more fun. So
Of course. It is a lot more fun, and the pressure is much less
yes,
because you're not bringing it on yourself. You're
right.
you're actually able to rest in a place of knowing that there's a lot of people who are helping in this process, and then it becomes not just one person's dream or vision, it becomes everyone's dream and everyone's vision because of their partnership with God,
Yeah.
and what God is saying. So you get a more complete picture of God's heart for what everything is to move forward, what that looks like to move forward. So I hope that you guys are encouraged through this process. If you are in a place where you're leading by yourself, start asking God who those partners are. Who those two by two running mates, or three by three, or whatever it is, running mates are out there. And if you'd like to hear more about the Warrior Commission and our culture and what we feel is this amazing adventure with God, and what it looks like to link arms with people who are in the process of that exploration and discovery, we would love for you
Yes.
guys to check out that webpage. That information is in the text, and we would love to see you guys connect with us. So
Yeah.
until then, have a good day.
Bye.